My name's Reese, and welcome to the introduction video for my channel, Reese's Species. So, we'll start with a little bit about me. I am a biology student. I'm doing my Bachelor of Science with my major in biology, and so I've always kind of grown up interested in the environment and nature, stuff like that. My mother is an environmental scientist herself, so I've always grown up with this passion and this love for nature and the world around me. And that's obviously now reflected in my studies and as well as what I plan on doing for work and with my degree once I get it. I started out arachnophobic. I grew up, my mom's very, very arachnophobic. So I grew up with this, I wouldn't necessarily say irrational fear of spiders. A fear of spiders, a healthy respect for spiders is far from irrational. But I grew up, far more afraid of spiders than, and I think, most people should be. And over time, I decided to work on that. So I started out with a wolf spider who I named Baphomet. She was lovely. She was a lovely red-thighed wolf spider. And she lived for 2 years before her unfortunate passing. And I also started out with two jumping spiders. I started out with a Plexippus petersi named Crowley, and I started out with a leopard form female Muratus griseus, who I named Azazel. These spiders really helped shape my view of arachnids, spiders, even insects as a whole. And I guess that kind of drove me more to, well, what I plan to do with this channel, which is bring more love and more attention to the Australian invertebrate keeping community. It's not a huge community, especially in comparison to the, say, Australian reptile keeping community, which is very large comparatively, um, and very passionate. But the Australian invertebrate keeping community, especially the jumping spider and tarantula keeping community, despite not being very large, they're all very tight knit. They're all lovely. They're very welcoming. They're very accommodating. My goal with this channel, like I said, is to bring more attention and more love to that and kind of help people overcome this bias and this prejudice that they tend to have, especially towards spiders, but towards all, I guess, creepy crawlies or all invertebrates that you can find in your household. So I personally keep majority spiders, but I also have isopods and uh, praying mantis. So I have, we'll go over my collection. I have a mature male, Selena cosmea, also known as Flogius, PQ113, blue-legged tarantula. They're called blue-legged tarantula, but they only really show that after they molt. So I will, in the future, be doing a feeding video for him so I can do a bit of a species highlight, and show him off. He's really cool, but unfortunately he is 2 years old, and being a mature male, I likely won't have too much longer with him. I also have 6 jumping spiders. I have 2 Monemorus vivivatus. I have a Mopsis mormon. I have a Muratus griseus, and I have 2 Hasarius adansoni. None of my current jumping spiders have names, but they all have quite unique personalities. Jumping spiders would be up there in terms of some of my favorite spiders. They are, I refer to them as cats with 8 legs. They have such unique personalities, and they have these big, big eyes that are just full of emotion and curiosity. They're just so cool. They're really fascinating to watch. I also have some giant pillbugs. Sfrillo is the genus they belong to. I'm not entirely sure on the exact species, but they are fascinating to watch as well. They really only come out at night, but they are fascinating to watch. They do the defense where they curl up into the ball, and they're genuinely really interesting. I also have shrimp. so they fall under invertebrates as well. I won't show them off too much. They're not, they're not the main draw that I'm trying to bring attention to. And I have a praying mantis, Neomantis. I believe the species is Australiensis, so it's a net-winged mantis. They have this incredible like net vein pattern on their wings. It's really, really impressive. They're a smaller species of mantis. They don't get nearly as big as some of the other species we get here in Australia. Like we get huge mantises here in Australia. We get the giant rainforest mantises, we get garden mantises, stuff like that, that get, anywhere from like this big to this big. They get really, really big. But neomantises, they're only probably that big, but they're just gorgeous. The one I've got's this lovely like light like blue kind of color. They're just beautiful, personally. I also have a fish. I have a few fish actually. I have a betta, a crown tail betta. His name is Skittles. He is, white and blue. He's gorgeous. I love bettas as fish. I used to keep them a lot. They are very, very interactive animals. I also have snakes. So I have a big uh, coastal carpet python. Her name is Layla. She's lovely. She's 12 years old, and she came to me from a situation where she was, I wouldn't necessarily say neglected, but it just wasn't, the right kind of situation for a snake, that kind of snake, to be in. And since coming to me, she's come a long way. I've had her for a couple of years now, and she's come a long way. She used to be cage defensive, and she's quite thin and, yeah, have trouble shedding, and now she sheds without a problem. She lets me pick her up. She's come a long way. She's put on a lot of weight. She's grown quite a bit in size as well. I also have a Stimson's python. Her name is Teriyaki. She was the first snake I got. She's almost 3 years old, and she is just absolutely gorgeous. She's a light of my life. She's um, she's only small at the moment, but well, she's almost fully grown. I say she's only small because in my head she's still my little baby. She's still my little baby snake. I got her at a whopping, I'd say, 3 months old maybe. She was only a tiny little baby when I got her. And I have a children's python. His name is Buck. He's a little special. He had an injury. So teriyaki is the only snake that I purchased from a pet store. The other three, so Layla, teriyaki, Layla, Buck, and Eve, they came to me as rescues. Yeah, I've got Buck. He had an injury as a hatchling where his skull got injured, and so as a result, he has a deformed eye. But he's lovely. He's got this gorgeous chocolate brown color to him. He's just a generally quite calm-tempered snake. He's got a really good nature. He is what I would technically consider my ambassador animal. If somebody is afraid of snakes, he would be my go-to to say, they're not all bad. Come, have a look at this guy and hold him, touch him, stuff like that. He's a lovely animal. And I also have Eve. She, in terms of temperament, is probably the complete opposite. She's incredibly food driven. She's fiery. She's just she is what I would give to people who are more experienced and confident with snakes. She thinks she's 20 feet long when she's only about probably less than 5. And I have a cat. His name is Onion. He's only got 3 legs, and he's my little baby. He's absolutely spoiled rotten. The main form of content I plan on doing on this channel is my invertebrates, obviously, my spiders, my isopods, praying mantises, eventually other species like scorpions, millipedes, centipedes, all those kind of creatures. And I plan on making species highlights. So feeding videos, enclosure building videos, stuff like that, where I focus on one particular species and I give like detailed explanations of the species and detailed like rundowns of their care and just, you know, general interesting stuff about them. So that is like my intention, the kind of content I plan on making. And I plan on uploading once a week, and as well as making short form content like reels and what they call YouTube shorts. Yeah, I'll upload once a week, as well as post to Instagram once or twice a week. So you can find me over on Instagram at Reese's Species, so same name as the YouTube channel. So I'll try and post there maybe twice a week. Maybe I'll try and do a few images and a reel. And over here on YouTube, I plan on doing one video a week, as well as 2 reels a week. Hopefully that, you know, captures some interest. I understand it's quite a niche market, I guess you could say. But you know, I'm not doing this to bring in, you know, tons of money or tons of engagement. I'm doing this because this is what I'm passionate about, and you know, I just want to spread the word, spread the love. So yeah, that's me, my animals, and my goal for this channel. I didn't rehearse any of this. That's why I constantly look like I'm panicking. But yeah, that's uh that's me. So yeah, again, my name is Reese. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye bye.